Hello, everybody. My name is Castiel, and welcome back to the Advent Podcast, where I'm your host. And as always, I'm joined today by my co-host Scorp,
Eh.
Ian,
No, I'm not doing it again.
and recurring guest
Good.
star Jack Vanderbilt.
Hello.
So,
Surprisingly, I actually came in with a topic today, and I have a segue to the topic after small talk. So I'm going last. Ian, go ahead.
went to the mall today. I'm not stating what mall, but somewhere in the U.S. That is your information. That is all you're going to receive. Went to a little shop and bought a cookbook, an official cooking book. Castle, you're
If it's
probably
not
going
the
to be
baking
jealous of
Twix,
me.
I don't
this
care
one.
about
Is
it.
it the Destiny one?
No, it's Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh,
And
interesting.
I actually want to try some of these. If you would like to join me at some point.
I'll make it. I don't know.
Keep in mind, some of these, the prep time is like 8 to 12 hours. Idle prep time. It's annoying. But I looked through it. A lot of the shit from Earth Nation and Fire Nation look really fucking tasty. I want to try all of them at some point. And there's even some of Iroh's teas. Like, oh, okay. Okay. Even some of Iroh's teas. Sizzle Crisps. It's literally just bacon. It's just spicy bacon. Spicy Maplewood bacon. That's all it is. I just opened to a random page. Got to screw around with a couple of my other con group little buds. I'm not going to dox any of them
Pedophile.
because they're probably just going to. What the fuck?
Did you just say pedophile?
I don't
Pardon?
know, man. That was weird. It just kind of came out of nowhere. Wild.
They're all over the age of 18, so shut up.
Well, you did say play around with my other con little buds, so
Little buds. And I didn't really know how to word it. All right, look, English is not a good language today. Gibberish
decided
seems to
to
be
do
the
a
best language
podcast.
today. Huh?
and we decided to do a podcast.
Right? The fuck is wrong with us? We sat in front of a giant mirror and made goofy ass faces for about an hour.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fuggliest one of them all? And it shows Ian.
Probably me. Yep. Probably me.
All right, well
Who wants to go
that sounds
next?
that sounds like fun.
I nominate Scorp.
Yeah, I was gonna say Scorp. What have you been up to this week?
I have been waiting
Oh Jesus!
for like 30
You were
hours.
so fucking loud. You broke your mic. Stop
Oh.
it.
It's peaking, bro.
Oh, it was so loud.
You literally got so loud your mic stopped picking you up.
I threw my headset off, and I could still hear him across the room.
Very unfortunate. Anyways, yeah, no, I've just kind of been waiting on Cass like all fucking day because we were supposed to play games today, but
And we
no.
still will, you motherfucker.
God damn, Scorp, we're playing games this evening, buddy. Relax.
All right,
Yeah, but it was supposed to be
I'm-
from the time he woke up.
Scott, you
I
want to
am
talk
what
about
you
your
also
day?
told
about to grab a bottle opener and start opening my drinks. Scott, go ahead.
I'm cooling.
You don't want to talk about your day for small talk segment of the podcast?
I did chores. That was really it.
Oh, okay. So,
I don't do interesting things.
yes, much to Scorp's dismay, I did not get on my console the very second I woke up. I woke up at like 5:45 when, oh fuck, it's almost 6, which was 2 hours ago now. Did my New Year's resolution morning stretches, didn't do my workout yet. I'll do that later. And then I went upstairs really quick because I was like, well, I talked to my dad about making him a Discord so we could do gaming voice calls a slight bit easier. So I went upstairs and said, hey, do you want me to make you a Discord real quick so we can play Dauntless easier later? And he goes, yeah, might as well. And while I was doing that, it was fucking torture because of how slow his computer was running. And I said, hey, remember how I was telling you about the, not sponsored, Brave browser? He goes, yeah. I said, do you want me to set that up? And I explained to him how it would be insanely similar to his Google Chrome thing, since it's can literally import the settings.
Yeah.
And we talked the logistics
It
of that
runs
for a
on
second.
Chromium.
And he goes, yeah, sure, why not?
Mhm.
So I have spent the last like hour and a half to 2 hours deleting Chrome and a bunch of other extra shit that he never uses off of his laptop, installing Brave, installing Discord, setting up his Discord, and making sure he was logged into everything on Brave. His computer is currently running faster, but still not fast enough. I actually have to like set aside a full day to fix his shitty ass laptop into a decent thing.
Right.
But and here's the segue. That's why it took so long, Scorp, is because was trying to get Dad set up for tonight.
Yeah, he was trying to get him set.
But here's the segue. While I was setting up his video streaming services, which is pretty much all he uses his laptop for anyway, holy fuck.
English is a
Yeah,
terrible
English
thing to try
sucks,
to
and
learn.
I'm like just producing so much mucus right now. I feel like shit.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
But while I was setting it up, Brave popped up with this weird thing. It goes, Chromium needs you to install this extension to get videos to run. And after hitting no like 3 times, I finally said, yeah, okay, cool, whatever, and started doing it. And so I went to YouTube TV to test it. Saw that Iron Man 2 was playing live, and I was like, perfect, that's something I would actually enjoy watching if I'm testing something. So I opened it up, and it came to one of the coolest fights in the MCU, just Iron Man and War Machine
Just beating the
beating
fuck
the
out of
fuck
each other.
out of those robots. The
Oh, I
robots
thought-
at the end.
Out of the robots. Fair. I was gonna say them fighting each other is a fantastic,
And I must
fantastic
say,
fight.
my favorite thing about them fighting the robot scene is there's no music. It's just metal ripping, guns shooting, motors whirring, fucking just nothing but sound effects. And it is still to this day one of the most well animated things in the MCU as well. Like it looks
It
highly
holds up to the
realistic
test
to a
of time.
scary point.
It holds
so
up
that-
well to the test of time.
That brings
very
us
good.
to our topic today: the rise and fall of the MCU.
Nice segue, Castle. Very
I've seen
lovely
like
segue.
3 MCU movies.
Yeah, Scorp, you
that's
just get to
why
ask
you're
us
just gonna
questions.
ask questions.
Oh shit, hold on. I have to ask questions?
Yes, sir.
Yep. As they
Man,
pop up,
my
you don't have to like
is
write down
ready.
questions and be ready for them. Quit
I don't know what the
fucking
fuck I have
moaning.
just created. I don't know what concoction I have just created, but this shit is gas.
Oh.
I would assume that you made.
Okay, we
gas
don't need
then.
moaning. That moaning.
Fuck you. Deal with it.
Say again, Castle. What did you say?
I would assume that you just made like petrol fluid. Then
Nah.
you said it's gas.
I used a
Throw it in your tank and go.
Mandarin Jarritos, Classica apple liqueur.
Oh, Dorito.
Doritos, yes. Classica blue curacao, Sprite, a little
Gross.
bit of the Gamer Subs flavor that I'm using, like barely half of a scoop.
Use code Misfits.
And no, use code Russian Badger.
Use
Fuck
code
you.
Misfits.
Use code Russian Badger. I swear
Use
to God.
code Misfits.
Badger.
Hey, how about you guys use code SCORP instead?
You don't have a
You don't
Gamer
got
Subs code,
one.
motherfucker.
Yet.
But I combined all the. It tastes like a blue raspberry green apple Jolly Rancher flavor. It tastes really fucking good. I might get hammered off of these this evening. Oh no.
All right, well, I stopped caring the second you said gas. So,
Fuck you.
all right, so I had the topic in mind, but I had no idea how to really talk about it other than, yeah, like that Iron Man 2 final battle was fucking insane. Oh, that was the other thing. The way we started our conversation last night, I went and watched Madam Web on release day. Fuck what people are saying about that movie. It was fucking fantastic.
I've seen
Yeah.
multiple people say it was trash.
Yeah, those people are trash and their opinions are dog shit. It was a fantastic movie. All
All right,
I've
hold
seen
on.
is hate
Hold
for
on
it, and
real
it
quick.
does not deserve it.
Scott, anybody who you have heard that from is probably one of the movie critics, and movie critics are not to be fucking trusted anymore.
No, it's just
day-
regular ass dudes who
stupid.
talk about pop culture. That's
no.
who I heard it from.
The day
Oh,
I
well,
was
if they're
going
talking-
to go
bruh.
watch it, I was scrolling iFunny while Mars was getting ready, and I came across a post that did say that it was dog shit, and I was like, well, that's a bummer, but I'm still going to go watch it anyway because I've had this planned for a while, and I don't trust fucking critics and other people's reviews because they are often wrong. Like, I liked
Very
the Captain
often
Marvel
wrong.
movie. I liked Brie Larson as Captain Marvel until she got that stupid ass lesbian haircut in Endgame, but that's not the point.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't get me wrong, I fucking don't really like Brie Larson. I think her ideals are radical and leftist and stupid, but I can separate the person from the craft. Just like Will
Yes.
Smith. I have no respect left for Will Smith, but I still love
No,
his
none.
fucking movies.
However, that slap though.
It was
that
funny
shit
as
was
fuck.
devastating.
real quick,
But
on the
that,
point
shit
of
was
that ruined more
devastating.
respect too.
Listen, on the point of separating art from the artist, you always have to remember that the art is going to be the artist ideas. So if the artist has like shitty ideas, then they're going to get seeped into the
When it's a
art that they're portraying, no matter
director,
what.
when it's a director, yes. When it's an actor,
That's
50-50.
not
That depends on
true.
how much the actor has
Scorp,
control over the
holy
script.
fuck! I have to turn Scorp down.
Turn your
It's
microphone
so
down, Scorp.
fucking loud.
Oh, I haven't turned down. That
It's
wasn't
not
that
even
bad.
that high.
No, he never changes his shit, boys. This is other shit.
He's just suddenly
Like
very loud for
everything
me.
is on default.
I have him set at 88% right now, and he's good for me.
I turned him down to 66.
Execute order.
66.
Anyways,
I
but
think I
no,
might turn up my mic though. That's
the
kind of a problem.
views of a person does not always go into their art. Look at Hitler and his art. None
Shut
of his
the
art
fuck
has
up.
anti-Semitic
Shut
shit.
Fuck off.
I'm not wrong. Those did paintings after becoming, the Hitler we know and love today.
I
Fuck
don't
out of
think
this
we
call.
love. Hold on, that's a strong statement there,
That
buddy.
is. Don't put words in our mouth that we would never say.
But back,
I mean,
hold on.
he's in the history books.
Back
Don't
to
get
what
me
I was
wrong,
on
we
about.
don't agree with how he went about things. It's a waste of labor force.
Back to what I was on about though. I can
Still.
separate the artist from the art because it sometimes, yes, Scott is correct, sometimes, but not always. And the problem with the MCU today is that Disney wants to run the woke agenda in every fucking thing they make, and it has tainted everything after Endgame except for the Spider-Man movies. The Spider-Man movies were like the last thing Disney made that didn't have a woke agenda in it. After that, that's when it started getting progressively worse and worse and worse, and that's why people just don't give a fuck anymore. Plus, it seems
No.
like Disney took away a lot of Marvel's budgeting, so all of the fucking special effects are dog shit. Don't get me wrong, I liked the She-Hulk show too. There wasn't too much woke shit. There was some here and there, but there
No,
wasn't too much
dude.
woke shit, and I
No.
found it comedical.
No,
I liked
I'm
the
gonna
comedy
say
of it.
this real quick.
absolutely not.
I'm gonna say this real quick. Disney, y'all need to get your fucking shit in order and go back to the old fucking recipe. That shit was awesome.
As long as it's
was incredible.
entertaining, I don't mind a movie. The problem is when it gets movie or show. The problem is when it gets boring. That's when I stop liking something.
Not even really boring. It's all a woke shit. Like, please, again, go back to the old recipe. The old recipe was fucking perfect. It was mint.
After
It was the
Daredevil,
absolute highest peak of what they could do.
after
And they're just
the
stupid.
Daredevil scene in Echo, that show got boring and I stopped watching it.
Mm.
Like, it's
Like,
not so much about how
okay.
it's done. It's about how
Yeah,
it's
no,
written
That's
to me.
fair. That's fair.
If it's written in an entertaining fashion, I'm good. I'm good. I'll
Like,
enjoy
for instance,
it.
what they did for Mandalorian.
Yeah.
On the topic of Disney, what they did for Mandalorian, that was fucking incredible.
Yeah, which I would
first
just
two
like to point
seasons-
out, Halo, fuck you.
Oh my,
You can have a
Yeah,
character
no.
that wears a helmet nonstop and never, it doesn't
no,
get
it-
the emotion
Especially
across.
with the Halo franchise. Look at Red versus Blue.
the Halo, the Reverse
And I
Blue
mean, not to
franchise
mention
was
that.
absolutely incredible, and
I
they
mean-
were still strong for a while. They kind of fell off the board.
That's true, but
That's
not to
'cause it's
mention
like
that
lemons and
literally
fats,
in
it's
the
old.
video games, Master Chief never took his helmet off, so it's
Yeah.
already
Yeah, no,
established that
like-
you can do good storytelling with it.
Yeah,
You
no.
just got to be a better
the
actor.
entire premise, the entire premise of Master Chief was don't take
Doom guy
the
in
helmet
space.
off. No,
What do? They
don't
took the
take the
off.
helmet off for the actual character itself. You don't take the helmet off ever. Now, if you take the helmet off, we can't see his face. And that is the only thing. They
Now,
fucking show us his face in the goddamn series. You are
I would-
stupid for that.
I would
You
like to
just
say this.
ruined Halo.
I would like to say this too. I understand that that is a huge Halo thing. And I would like to preface this with I am not a person that played Halo growing up. I've dabbled with it
Which
here
is-
and there, but I never ran an Xbox. And from the ads alone, yes, it does, even as a non-Halo fan, it does piss me off that they ripped off the helmet and said, well, the fans are fucking stupid. Obviously, you have to take off the helmet. No, you don't. No, you don't. However, and then I also know that like Master Chief is being like abusive to Cortana, and I know that's not supposed to fucking happen at all either. However,
no,
from
what
the ads
fuck?
that I have seen, I am half-ass interested in at least the combat aspects of that show. Forget the fucking story. The combat
no, fuck the
animations
story.
look fucking
I've,
awesome in it, honestly, and I kind of want to watch it just for that. Now,
I've looked up the combat animations on YouTube and everything else, and they look
There is-
incredible. They look glorious.
there is another thing for this too. A
Mm.
lot of people get pissed when there is a new adaptation of a book or game turned into a show and it doesn't 100% match the book or game that it came from. Or even if a show reboots itself. If it doesn't 100% match the old one, oh, it's dog shit, it's trash, they fucking ruined it. No. Think about how many fucking Marvel things we have. Think about how many timelines are in the Marvel universe alone. Nobody bitched when they made Iron Man and didn't give him the original origin story that was in the comic books or any of his video games or anything. You can 100% make a new world, and as long as you still hit key elements, I'm gonna bring up like the Witcher Netflix show here.
Mhm.
It is not a one-for-one copy of the book, but it does still hit the key elements that the book needed. It just gets to that story in a different way. And I understand. I'll be honest. Season 3 was kind of like dog shit because it was trying to hit those key elements without actually giving any real story to why it's popping up that way. It was a clusterfuck.
Might I bring
but
up
I also know
another
that's
example?
because they were fighting Henry Cavill at that time of doing it 100% by the book, and I 100% respect and love Henry Cavill for trying to do that. But here's what people, in my opinion, need to think about this. This is not the book, show, game version. This is a new version in a new light, and while it may hold a lot of the same shit, think of it as a different multiversal timeline of it and get the fuck over it. You can't
Like-
just go and one-for-one recreate something because then it's not new, you already know what's coming, so it wouldn't be as interesting. You have to
Sometimes.
change some elements
Yeah.
in some
Like,
points.
I understand changing some elements. That is fair. But you don't change the character. That
You don't
irritates
change
me.
the fundamentals of
No,
the
the
character.
fundamental. The
You can
fundamental
change
of
the
the character, is
character,
you don't
but
see
not
his
the
face.
fundamental basis of him.
Yes.
Which for Master Chief is
Um,
never taking off his helmet and not being a dick to
But
Cortana.
the whole world thing that you said. Another example would be, because I've read the Halo books and I've played all of the games. Between between I believe Fall of Reach and First Strike. No. It was the Fall of Reach and the Flood. Those two. Between those two, it was. Well, first strike might be a little
You've
bit.
had so much time to
Um,
collect your thoughts on this. Come on. I talked for a minute.
Yeah, come on. I was also trying to listen to you out of respect. Between those three, it goes through quite a lot of lore building and everything else. Between the games, of continuity-wise, Halo Reach into Combat Evolved, there's a differential. There's a difference in the equation. But they're still canon. And it is still perfect continuity to me.
Here's another
Yes,
example.
it doesn't make sense, but at the same time, with how you stated the multiversal thing, it makes sense at the same time.
Here's another example.
Multiverse
that
might be. I
super-
think multiverse is a cop out.
It's slightly,
Honestly.
yes,
You're a
don't get me wrong,
cop-out.
but at the same time, it's the principle of it. If it's not you can't do a one-to-one copy because then you know what's coming and it makes it less interesting. You gotta
Yes.
have a different element for each iteration.
Okay, but can I
Otherwise,
say
what's
this
the
real quick?
point of doing it?
Yeah,
No.
I see what you're saying. My only thing is if you want to think of it as like a multiversal thing, sometimes you literally cannot whenever like for example, the Resident Evil animated movies. Not the biggest fan of a couple of them, but then they're officially a part of the Resident Evil canon, so it's just like, oh, we just got to deal with it, you know.
See, I don't know. Here's another example though. This new Star Wars movies. This is an example of doing a reboot a dog shit way.
Don't get me started.
You take it, and so my dad read all the books that came after Return of the Jedi.
He's just as much
and
of a nerd as I am.
yeah, but he knows more about Star Wars than you do, Halo.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fair. But I know more about Halo, so like,
So,
it
um,
don't matter.
he read all the books after, and he wanted the new movies to be just the books in movie version. No. First of all, not a lot of people know about those books anyway. Second of all, while they do have super interesting stories, I don't think they would play as well today. Not because of any like racist woke bullshit. Like there was nothing like that. It's just times and tropes and other shit have changed. You got to kind of change with it. But here's the problem with what Disney did. The first movie that they put out, episode 7, had such great, interesting premise and setup and promise for a decent series. Episode 7 was fucking fantastic, and it got me back into Star Wars so goddamn hard. And then they completely dropped the ball with episode 8 entirely. And then episode 9 was a dog shit clusterfuck that even though the fucking animators and writers were like, yeah, they were pushing us too fast to do shit, so we didn't get out what we actually wanted to get out. That for somehow Palpatine Returned was actually supposed to be explained, and they didn't get to do it because Disney was pushing too hard of a deadline on them. But hold on, I'm not done. They changed the fundamentals of Luke Skywalker himself. This is a man who watched his dad, who for 20 plus years had just been the most horrible, murderous monster ever, and found a shred of light inside of him, and did not give up until he yanked that motherfucker out to the surface. That was the entire arc of episode 6, was bringing Vader back. This is a man who did not give up, and then he turned around and on his nephew found one itty bitty shred of darkness and was like, "I must kill him." No, even Mark Hamill said, "This is not my Luke Skywalker, so I'm not going to play him like my Luke Skywalker. I'm going to play him like a different version of Luke Skywalker, one that's worse." He fucking hated it. He hated acting as Luke for Disney, and everybody hated the Luke that Disney came up with. It was all just trash. And my biggest problem with the new Star Wars reboot is they just came up with fucking force powers that never existed, and even in the Force's like mystical ways should not be able to happen. Like, yes, you can communicate long distances.
Force teleport? Fucking no.
You can communicate long distances using the Force, and in a sort of mindscape talking, like standing in front of each other way, you cannot pull shit off of each other through the fucking galaxy and like just be holding it in your hand all of a sudden. I fucking hated that. Fuck episode 9 so much. The only good thing about episode 9 is when it cuts to like the billion fucking Star Destroyers.
Yes. Something that irritated me was people were all angry about the fucking force healing ability, and I'm like, that is a canon ability that was one in the books and in all of Star Wars continuity. What I want to see from Star Wars is them bringing in something like, something like Darth Revan and Darth Nihilus. I want those stories.
Supposedly that is actually supposed to happen too, but I'm worried about that because I don't know much about Revan, because I know from Phantom Menace and on, I don't know before. But I already know they're gonna fuck it up.
Basically the first Vader.
No, I know that. I know the basics. I'm saying I don't know the details that other people do. I also know that in the past there was a Sith Lord who wasn't even really evil. He was just a Sith Lord to be free. held a slaving
that was
planet because
Revan.
that's when slaving was legal, and actually ended up dying surrounded by family, friends, and loved ones. Like he led an actually decent life. He was just a
I know
Sith for
which
the
one you
freedom
mean.
of
I
it.
just forget the fucking name of him. God damn it.
Now, all of this, it doesn't
yeah.
matter, Ian. All of this is to circle back to Madam Web and what they did. I will start out by saying there were about 3 things I didn't like. Dakota Johnson did fucking wonderfully in her role. She was captivating and just kept bringing the interest back into the movie. The side
Bro was
characters that she
sitting
was
there
running with were
enamored.
not terrible, but they definitely needed to upgrade their acting abilities a little bit. The main villain, however, there's the first 5-10 minutes of the movie is actually a flashback scene. He acted beautifully in that. And then for the rest of the movie, he was monotone, boring, and had zero emotion in any of his lines, no matter what the fuck he was doing. I've seen kids' cartoons with more emotion than that motherfucker had. He was dog shit. However,
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
and then the last minute and a half of the movie kind of switched up the main character, which I understand she went through a whole thing, but even Dakota Johnson didn't act it out that well. The last minute and a half felt like a very heavy turn from what the rest of the movie had done, but it still wasn't bad. And here's the best part about this entire movie. I am what people consider a radical Republican. I don't. I'm just, that leave me the fuck alone, do what you want to do. But that is considered radical these days. There was no
Apparently.
fucking woke agenda that bitch smacked me in the face in that movie. It was just a fucking superhero movie. And to me, that makes it 20 times better than anything that's come out since No Way Home.
Agreed.
That movie was good enough. I will buy and rewatch it, honestly. It was a good movie. Even the animation was looking better than some other shit that's come out recently. I'm gonna look at you here for confirmation. It had better animation than She-Hulk. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. I'm not crazy about that. It had better animation than She-Hulk. And
That's
I know
not
people.
hard to beat.
Yeah.
And She-Hulk
So
was mostly CGI, wasn't it?
yes, She-Hulk herself was CGI. And the problem with that, the only thing that made it look like dog shit is they didn't shade her enough. That's it. She just looked kind of flat and Play-Doh-y. That was all.
the cell shading was not good.
Dude, you have no idea how much detail just shading something can bring. You can turn an absolute dog shit drawing into a astounding
Into
work
a
of art just by shading
Fucking
it a
masterpiece
tiny
just
itty
by
bit.
giving shading.
There
I
wasn't
have
much
learned
shading
that
in
the
her
hard
at all.
way.
And that's kind of, think about Hulk in the first Avengers movie. He glistens with sweat. He has accurate shadows from where the sun placement is in the fucking, the recording. And that also helps sheen the sweat in a certain glare. They added even
He
skin dents, your pores. They even added fucking pores on that motherfucker. Not She-Hulk.
and
She was
anytime
just
he
flat as fuck.
anytime he broke something, you could see the dust landing on him. Come on.
Yeah. That
Technology was worse back then, and you're doing worse now?
Don't get me
Fucking
wrong.
come
I
on.
liked the
No.
writing of She-Hulk. I found it very fucking comedical, entertaining, and have even rewatched specific episodes just because I found them funny. It was just the animation was shitty. That was it. And my favorite part about it was the finale where shit was just being swung out of left field repeatedly, and very clearly fans at home, including myself, were like, what the fuck is going on? This is worse than anything else. What the hell? And then she stops it and she goes, hold on, what the fuck? Breaks out of her own show, goes to Marvel HQ, and was like, guys, what the fuck is going on? And it's the best way
Is she
to
fourth
end a
wall
fucking
breaks?
show.
Are you
Honestly.
kidding me?
Yeah.
God damn it, no.
Dead,
You
so
cannot give her fourth wall breaking.
in the comics, Deadpool taught her how to break the fourth wall, and while that
That's
hasn't happened in
fucking
the show,
incredible.
she is a fourth wall breaking MCU character. The entire show,
That's
she's fourth wall
fucking
breaking.
hilarious.
Yeah. But so here was the funny thing, and I wasn't the only one this happened to. It happened to my dad, and it happened to a lot of fucking people that were watching the show. It pauses itself with the Disney Plus pop-up bar, pause bar, backs itself out, and then shows the Disney Plus home screen. All the shows that were on it were the ones that I had been recently watching, just slightly out of order, and I thought, did it really just back itself out? A lot of people thought that just because of how well it was done. But no, then she breaks her own show logo, climbs out, ends up outside. It's actually pretty fucking funny, I'm not gonna lie.
That's my brain would hurt after watching that.
But
I'm actually kind of
here's
glad I didn't watch it, but upset I didn't watch it at the same time.
here's why Disney has
Fuck.
lost it's either 8 million or 8 billion dollars recently. And the good thing is that they're actually
It's
starting to
clearly
realize
billion.
it too. It's
Yeah,
probably
they're a
billion, I'm not gonna lie.
multi-billion. They're a multi-billion
I'm
dollar
just saying,
company. It's
if it
probably
was
billion.
million, they would not give a shit.
If it
You'd be
was million, we
surprised.
wouldn't know about it.
They've only lost a few million on Disney Plus, and now they're trying to fucking steal Hulu. They're trying to shut down Hulu and implement all of Hulu's shit into Disney Plus itself. Like Family Guy is currently on Disney Plus, just to try
Pardon?
and make back the money that they've lost on Disney Plus, and it's only been like $6 or $7 million that they've lost on that since it came out.
Now, keep in mind, $6 or $7 million is a lot of fucking money.
For us, yes. For
Yet
Disney, no.
for
But Disney
for a
does.
giant multi-billion, possibly trillion-dollar
Disney
corporation,
Disney does penny pinch.
They-
Is my point.
they don't need to penny pinch at all.
They don't need to, but they keep doing it anyway. But they do penny pinch. Is my point.
Retarded.
But yeah, I feel like it was 8 billion. I'll be honest. I just didn't want to be inaccurate. They have lost like $8 billion on the last few Marvel movies because people are just not going to watch it or their fucking woke ass bullshit reboots, like the
Hmm.
Black Little Mermaid. Just nobody's going out to watch those things because nobody fucking wants it. Don't get me wrong.
No,
The
like-
minority has a majority voice on the interwebs. And give me a second, I might throw up.
Ew.
Damn. Came
All
out.
right,
of
I'm
Ew.
good. All right, I'm good. Sorry. It
Bro,
was a
hold on,
burp
bro
that got
got-
stuck that felt like it was just gonna
Bro was
vomit.
about to get sick from saying something about the Little Mermaid. He's
About those
like,
fucking
I didn't see all right.
No, they're finally starting to realize it too, and it's just all the woke bullshit agenda. That's all it is. Although, a lot of people said they didn't like Morbius. There was nothing woke in that either. I actually enjoyed Morbius. I wanted to rewatch it. I just can't because PTSD.
My old boss did not like Morbius. She's like, Morbius is like my favorite fucking Marvel character, and they didn't do it right.
So,
I was like,
Here's the thing.
No,
See, they had to do it
there's-
without
okay.
having Spider-Man as the problem. Or
Yeah.
Dracula. Like, they couldn't just go and do all that. And Morbius did create himself.
yeah,
But they had to do it without Spider-Man because technically, as far as we've seen, Spider-Man isn't in that universe. However, it has been confirmed that it's supposed to be the Andrew Garfield's universe. So, 50-50. That's why they're setting
Maybe
up the
his
Sinister
little,
Six right now.
maybe his hiatus to
Anyway.
another universe was during that time.
Yeah. Anyway, fuck. Back to Madam Web here. There's not a whole lot known about her character. There's that one video game. There was the 1990s animated series Spider-Man that she was in, and both of those showed the same thing. She is essentially a god for the web of life, like a watcher for the web of life, like the species, the Watcher, but specifically for the web of life, where she can, travel between dimensions, view them at any given point in time. Except
And she's
she does
far more
intervene.
interactive.
Yeah. The Watchers, I cannot, shall not, will not intervene. I am here merely to observe. Well, she'll be like, I'm not gonna do this for you. You need to learn this lesson so you can go and do this thing. And when the Madam Web trailer came out, I was like, fuck, all right, you know what? Before I go into this, I want to know more about her. So I looked her up on the wiki. She has 3 fucking paragraphs on the wiki, and that's it. Spider-Man, you can read his wiki for like 3 fucking weeks and not be done. She has 3 paragraphs. Even in the comics, she's not that explored of a character. Everybody knows her. And I know recently they switched from Cassandra Webb to somebody new, and she's had more interaction than Cassandra Webb has. But the movie follows Cassandra Webb's Madam Web, the original, before she gets old. There's not enough known about her to really do anything, so they got to do whatever they wanted for her. And I could be 100% wrong about this because, like I said, I just read the wiki, and I know those two, the game and the show. But that's pretty much all she's really been seen in, as far as I'm concerned. Not concerned, as far as I'm knowledgeable about.
That's all I know of too.
So they got to really do whatever the hell they wanted to in whatever fashion they did, and other than some lackluster acting, I think they did it well. I even got cold chills during the final fight, and that's something I haven't gotten since Endgame. No, I got it
Oh?
in No Way Home. Sorry, I got it in No Way Home.
Oh,
No Way Home. was
Okay. I was
fucking
about to
consistent
fight
cold
you on that one.
chills. This is pretty much all to say, fuck you, make your own opinions, don't read other people's, don't succumb to other people's. Go and watch it for yourself, and if you enjoy it, enjoy it. If you hate it, shut the fuck up. You don't need to speak out about it. That's not what the internet's for.
No.
That's toxic.
Here I am on my podcast.
Scott's just saying that's toxic, and immediately you say that.
Yeah, I don't know if
Well,
he's talking about me telling people not to put out their opinions, or if it's
Yes.
putting out the opinions is toxic.
Telling
Well,
people
Scott,
not to
keep-
put it out. I could give a shit less if you actually talk about it, but to say that other people shouldn't share it just because you disagree with it, that's toxic as
No,
fuck.
it's not because I disagree with it. I'm just saying the internet's not really, I mean, social media is, but internet's not really a place for opinions or politics. It's for having fun, for learning new things, for
The internet's for literally everything. Literally everything.
I disagree. It's become so fucking woke trash bullshit that it's pretty much just an agenda these days. And that's not what it was
at this
intended
point,
for.
yeah.
It was intended to be an information resource for people, and people have turned it into nothing more than hogposh fighting.
Yeah.
Just because that's the most vocal part of it doesn't mean that it's.
No,
you
I'm
know,
not saying
like,
that either.
All the internet is.
No, I'm not saying that either. I want the internet to go back to its fundamentals of information and fun. Like, we have
Yes.
fun doing our podcast. We have fun fucking watching YouTube videos, making YouTube videos, learning how to play new games, fucking RPing in the server, which, by the way, boys, my dad almost wants to join this, and I don't know how I feel about that.
That's not good. That's not a good idea.
Let
Yeah,
them see
I
how
told him.
fucked up we
Father,
all
I
are.
told him, and I told him about the ERP, and he goes, so it's just a bunch of, like, young adult males going around talking about fucking each other. And I'm like, no, that's not it at all. Don't simplify it like that, please. And he goes, oh, so you actually fuck each other? So no, fuck.
Heavens no. Jesus.
Not yet.
Pardon?
Maybe when I get out there.
Oh,
We'll run a train on Cass.
Promise?
Spartan's down.
Nope, I'm good.
Anyway,
Castle's not my type.
so I mean,
Not mine either. But fucking's fucking.
really what it all boils
Yeah,
down to for the rise and
rather
fall of
than
the
be my
MCU
type.
is we had at the beginning passionate people who read the comics, loved the characters, and wanted to make something new with them, something for the current generation. And now what we currently have, and this is actually said in interviews, is people that haven't watched the movies, haven't read the comics, don't really know much about the characters, don't really care much about the characters, just thought it'd be cool to be part of a multi-million-dollar investment and get their own agenda out there. This has literally been said in interviews by the new Marvel runners.
Just 'cause
Disney
they say
has
it
now,
don't make it true.
huh?
Stupid.
Just because they say it, don't make it true, you know?
No, they've
Yeah,
admitted
no,
it.
it is. It is very clear by the new writing style that has happened. They've taken characters that took decades to build up and have just kind of started shitting on them nonstop. Don't get me wrong, I
Not
never
even-
really
not
liked
even
the
shitting on
MCU
them.
Spider-Man
They tried to
that much.
rewrite them.
I've never even liked the MCU Spider-Man that much personally. I think Andrew Garfield was a lot fucking better. However, I do still enjoy
Tobey
the movies
Maguire.
because it is still people who were passionate about him writing for him, and now it's not. It's just not. Don't get me wrong. Kevin Feige and Dave Filoni are still there. I think Dave Filoni had
Yeah.
a hand in.
Did he?
Marvel? I think.
I know he's
think.
very Star. I know he's
No,
very
it's the
Star Wars
Russo
oriented.
brothers. It's the Russo brothers. Never mind. Sorry.
I was about to say.
Kevin Feige and the Russo brothers are still there. They just don't have as much pull as they used to. And there's an article I read because I got very interested. It was a clickbait title, but it was kind of worth it, honestly. Kevin Feige is doing the Daredevil Born Again show. And here's something that I respect. Whether it's true or not, if it had been true or is true, I respect the fuck out of it. They had an 18 episode plan running and recording. They got about halfway through it, and Kevin Feige went, no, deleted the recordings, and said we're gonna redo this, and instead brought in the original Daredevil showrunners, which I do know at least one of them is still currently working there because he was the guy that helped design the Daredevil suit for the show for the story. And he also helped design the new ones, both the one in Echo and the one that's going to be in Born Again. So I know they at least have some of the old writers going right now. But the article said that Kevin Feige said, fuck it, we're going to redo this and cut it down to 13 episodes, 1 hour apiece, and they're essentially going to try and make Daredevil season 4 from the Netflix show. Of course, with all the new shit caught up. But they even brought back the original actors from the Netflix version, and I
Yeah.
love the Netflix version of that and Punisher. Jessica Jones was slow to start, but it got good. Iron Fist season 1 was slow to start, and about halfway through it finally got interesting. But honestly, that guy, he played it corny. Like, if you watch their crossover, everybody else is like, this is real life, this is serious, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I'm a superhero. Oh my God. Like, it's just corny as fuck. Like, compared to everybody
Be like-
else, it was just corny as all hell.
Like Josh coming out in the woods with us for.
And it's not like he
excursions.
wasn't, trying either. It's just, it just came out corny. And it is what it is. But I fucking, ooh. Oh, also, they're supposed to be bringing back John Berthenol as Punisher for that, too. And I'm excited about that. Because the Punisher show
Ooh.
was really fucking good, too.
Yes, bring back John.
So, I think what the takeaway so far is the MCU started out fucking amazing. It dipped down, and once Disney realized, oh fuck, we're losing money, they said, fuck it, we're gonna reverse. And I'm hoping Daredevil Born Again will be the start of the incline back into the MCU being fucking fantastic.
It better be. Like, can we get like genuinely good fucking movies again? Like shit. We don't want just, oh, we're just gonna force feed you garbage and you're gonna do it. No. At this point, we're starting to spit the garbage back in your fucking face because we're done. You wonder why your fucking fans are unhappy. Well, you keep sending us dog shit. Fix it. This would not happen.
We just talked about this for 42 minutes, and I'm actually out now. I've kind of.
You're out of ideas?
I mean,
Oh,
other
no.
than like to add to that, either Disney ended up cutting money or people threw the budget somewhere else. Even the animation has started to become dog shit. Like I said, the Iron Man 2, Iron Man 1 was a little finicky in certain spots, like when he's first getting armored up in the red and gold Mark III and the helmet drops, his face very clearly looks plastered in, like very clearly just like photoshopped into the helmet.
Yeah.
But Iron Man 2, they fixed that pretty fucking well. And that War Machine and Iron Man 2 fighting the mandroids, the hammer droid, whatever the fuck they are, still to this day looks so
hammer drones.
fucking realistic. Because like I said, I
does
just
look
watched it.
realistic. Like that shit scares me because the US military is getting closer to that shit.
Like
legitimately.
the power is in the details. The most minute detail can send your fucking show, movie, animation, whatever, over the fucking top. And not just in like background story elements, just putting in an extra $100,000 for a little scrape of dirt along an armor just adds to it so much.
Why
And
do you
it's
think the
not
first
like
Iron
Disney
Man movie
doesn't
did so
have the
fucking
fucking money for it.
Reiterating, why do you think the first Iron Man movie did so goddamn good?
I gotta say, honestly, the first Iron Man movie, while it is the dad of the MCU with Spider-Man being the granddaddy, like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 1
Granddaddy.
being the granddaddy. If it wasn't for Tobey
Yeah.
Maguire's Spider-Man 1, a lot of superhero movies today would not be here because that was the first recipe that actually said, oh shit, we can make this work because they gave a fuck.
Not only can we make it work,
Also,
we
that's
can
not
make it
personal
continue to
opinion.
work.
That's not personal opinion. That is like scientific. Like people have stated over and over and over again. If it was not for Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 1, it walked so the MCU could run. because up until
Quite
then,
literally.
all of while having good writing, everything else about the superhero movies back then had been kind of dog shit. Animation, sometimes some writing, like the Daredevil movie was trying to be a little bit too goofy while also trying to be serious. It didn't play well. The outfits were dog shit, like for X-Men. Instead of getting, of course, you don't want their giant leather spandex, blah 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 blah, but they just gave them leather biker suits and were like, be on your way, have fun. And just Spider-Man was the first thing to show it can actually work, and it was still goofy because it's Spider-Man, but it still had those serious elements, like Goblin almost killing Mary Jane, and they weren't afraid to be goofy with the outfits. The bright ass red and blue spider suit, the goofy ass metallic green Goblin helmet with the white ass mouth and shit. Like
Yeah.
it worked. It worked perfectly.
You bore me, Spider-Man. It's just, well, then fucking
We are who we choose to be.
maybe don't be boring.
And that really, really and truly did set up the, oh shit, the MCU can be good.
Like,
What year did Iron Man 1 come out?
like 2001? No, it wasn't 2000. It was like 2004 or something.
No. That was Spider-Man
No.
2. 2008.
2007, 2008.
It was it was
I
May
was
2nd.
I was thinking way too early.
It was May 2nd, 2008.
God, that's so fucking long ago.
Spider-Man 3 came out in 2007 on May 4th.
Ah, may the 4th be with you.
Just one. Don't get me wrong. So I'm just gonna side tangent real quick. Spider-Man 1 was really good. Spider-Man 2 I hated as a kid, and even today it's still one of the most boring ones to me because like it just feels like 1 again where he loses his powers for half the movie and actually has to relearn how to acquire them. But the final fights make it all worth it. I know a lot of people hate Spider-Man 3 for the cringy black suit parts, but I fucking love it because it's the most Spider-Man we have, and it is really well fucking animated even today. There are still some things that are like, ooh, but like, it is still really well animated, and I fucking love when he lands on the building and starts sprinting across it, and the giant ass fucking American flag is behind him. That scene still gets me. I'm like, yeah, fucking Spider-Man, let's go.
Let's go.
But for
Being
Iron Man
happy
coming
about
out just a
Spider-Man.
year later, it looked fucking fantastic. It looked even better.
Like, don't get me wrong. CGI can go a long way.
As long as you put the details into the CGI.
Yes. But what I saw with the first Iron Man movie is they didn't use that much. Like, yeah, for like within the armor and everything else for like the flying. Yeah. For actually being on the ground and like just standing around in the armor, he was fully in the armor. It was like legitimate suit. Sure, it was made of styrofoam and like plaster and like some kind of like carbon fiber, but the shit looked like legitimate armor. Like, can we bring shit like that back instead of having people on set just be wearing like a tracksuit?
Like, I mean, I was trying to remember.
Don't get me
this.
wrong. The actors are usually incredible. Most of the MCU actors from what we've grown up with are all outstanding
Should've gotten a bigger
actors.
bag.
Do not get me wrong.
Should have gotten a bigger bag.
Scorp, if you're gonna
Scorp-
talk to somebody else, mute your fucking mic.
Like, if you're gonna bring in new actors, have them look back at the past MCU movies and be like, all right, we want you to take pointers from this. Like, legitimately, we want you to look at these and we want you to get ideas.
I will say, Endgame was the start of the woke agenda, and that was very heavily shown when fucking Captain Marvel took the glove from Peter, and he was like, I don't know how you're gonna get through all that. And then all the fucking chicks landed around her and was like, don't worry, we got there. And it's like, no. Like, that is so it felt so forced. Like, I remember being in the theater and going, ugh.
Yes, but
it
no,
felt
I actually
forced.
audibly groaned.
Yeah, so did I. It felt so
I
fucking
groaned in the
forced.
theater, and some couple next to me was like, "Hey, show some respect." I was like, "No, you don't get it. You don't fucking get it. This is annoying."
It was so
and like
forced.
even my mother was like, "Yeah, that's kind of stupid."
It was so fucking forced, and Mandalorian once again showed that it doesn't have to be forced. At the end of
No.
Mandalorian season 2,
3,
no 2, 3 just came out. 2.
2,
Yes,
2,
2. Shut up.
2.
2. They
Okay.
had Bo-Katan, that rebellion paratrooper, which I can't remember her fucking name. I just remember she was a wrestler, and they fired her for her political ideals, which is actually illegal, but whatever. And one other chick that they had introduced in the show at that point too. It wasn't Ahsoka yet. Those 3 went throughout the building, just slaying massive motherfuckers with their fucking guns and skills. And I didn't even realize it's just 3 strong ass bitches fucking shit up, because they didn't mention it. It was just,
No,
yep,
it was
these are
just,
Mando's
oh,
friends. They're gonna do it.
these are just fucking shit up in a building. Who are they? We don't know.
No, we
Then
do
it
not.
cuts to them and it's like, oh, okay. That's fucking cool. But like,
See, I think if
that's just
Endgame,
fucking cool.
I think if Endgame had gone, I don't know how you're going to get through all that. Don't worry, I got it. And she starts blasting through, and as she does, more and more of the chicks pop up to kind of help clear her path. That was
There's
1,
good
still woman
writing. That
power,
would
and
be
2,
good
still
writing.
would have fucking worked out without, you could do the woke agenda without pushing it down the throat. But
It's like,
Endgame was the start of it, and very slowly it gets worse and worse and worse and worse.
and
It was to the
worse
point
and
one of the fucking
worse.
directors said, "Look, I've been feeling kind of bad about not doing enough of this." He didn't say, this is paraphrasing. I didn't do enough of the woke shit, so going into phase 5, we are going to do more. And clearly that just hasn't fucking worked out. There's a way to do it, and there's a way not to do it, and they've been doing it the way not to fucking do it.
Yeah, currently they are not just fumbling the ball. It is out of their hands and a mile behind them. Why y'all still running? Fucking slow down. Jesus.
I think what it
Fucking
boils down
hell.
to is the world changing. I'm old. I don't like it.
Fucking too bad, bitch. Fucking slow down.
23-year-old over here.
I'm only 21.
24.
So holy shit, I'm 23.
I know.
I thought you were my age.
No, you were a
Damn,
grade ahead of me,
Scott,
buddy.
you
Yeah,
old as
There's not much
fuck.
left.
Fucking wow, I was.
I say as I'm a
I mean,
year
I
older
turned
than
22 in June, so
Still, like, holy shit.
you. Got legitimately triggered. He's like, wait, what?
yeah. I think
Not
that
triggered,
honestly
flabbergasted.
summarizes it
I'm
all up.
surrounded by children, is what I'm hearing.
Shut up. Started with
You a
true
bitch, shut
passion,
up.
and then switched to trying to fit the woke agenda, and that's where it declines.
They're
Every
all
single
in their
time
early
somebody
20s.
starts pushing the woke agenda, you lose.
You don't just lose a little bit. You lose a lot.
About
Like,
$8 billion fucking dollars.
yeah, $8 billion and all your fucking movie reviews are shitter.
There are a lot of people saying, I'll never watch another Disney thing again. And I'm like, I see what you're trying to do, but yeah, that's not going to work. Disney owns damn near everything right now. Like, if they buy Sony, they become a monopoly. And Sony held out just long enough so they couldn't fucking do that. And if Disney becomes a monopoly, it will be shut down because that is federally illegal.
It is, in fact, federally illegal. And in that case, guess what?
So
Hopefully
Disney
a new
can't
place
buy any
picks it up.
more TV things. They can buy a website. And then I'm pretty sure Google owns most of the internet right now, too.
Yes, Google does own most of the internet. Isn't like Bing or Internet Explorer still up and running?
Yahoo.
Oh yeah, Yahoo. Fuck Yahoo, bro. Yahoo
Yahoo.
annoys the shit out of me.
And then
You know what I want?
A burger?
Microsoft and Sony right now are fighting for the gaming things. Microsoft made a massive, massive fucking purchase that kind of pushed Sony down a little bit, but Sony has the better exclusives, so they're still holding strong.
They do. They do.
Also, Xbox is
I
about
will-
to get rid of their exclusives, so
What?
Yep.
Hold on.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
I
hold
haven't
on. So,
followed
like,
that super heavily. I just know enough that like they want to kind of drop out of the console race sometime soon. They're going to be opening up their exclusives to all of their platforms and just mainly focusing on game development instead of console development and monopolizing. And a lot of people
I
are
can
just
respect
this is
that.
gonna ruin the gaming industry. No, it's
No,
gonna
no,
make
no.
it
I
better.
respect that.
It's
I
gonna
respect that.
taking
Dude,
out a major
open
competitor
Halo
can
to
hurt
everyone.
the field so much. No, it won't. Because
That's not taking
Nintendo
out a
Switch is
major
still up there.
competitor.
Nintendo is still up there for one. For two,
Yeah.
if they actually get to work together, we can get content that we've always wanted, but were never able to due to rights.
Yes.
Legal
And
merchandising rights fucks up so much good shit.
now, because of legal rights and animosity between companies, we thought that the console wars were going to continue forever between like PlayStation, PC, Xbox, and then Fortnite dropped out of nowhere and had crossplay. Back in like 2010, that shit was pie in the sky. Where were we gonna get that?
I guess Fortnite
Where
was
were
first,
we gonna
wasn't
get
it?
that?
Fuck.
Like shit.
That's
Fortnite
scary.
was the first one to have full crossplay that enabled you to talk to other consoles. Like holy fuck. Not only did they do it first, they did it the best, and it still works. Now other games are taking it from them, and it's like, oh, we can fucking do that. All right.
You want to know what the
Look at
first ever
Destiny.
cosplay game was?
What was the first ever crossplay game?
SNK2 was released for the Dreamcast and PlayStation 2 in Japan. The Japanese versions of the game allow players from both platforms to compete against each other online via KDDI's multi-matching service, making it the first game title to allow crossplay between game consoles from competing manufacturers.
Really?
Yeah,
I have never heard of that.
PS2. Well, no, of course not. It was PS2. We didn't have the internet back in those days.
That is fucking ancient. That is
Yeah.
ancient.
Yeah.
I still have my PS2.
So do I.
It's in
I
the
have a
car.
PS2, 3, 4, 5.
There are
I
no
have.
games for the PS3.
Huh?
There are no games for the PS3.
Oh, I have games for the PS3. I still like PS3 Minecraft better than the PS4 Minecraft because PS3 Minecraft ran off of Java, not Bedrock.
Truth. I still go back and
So to
play
roll
the
us back to
360 version.
movies.
No,
Roll us
we're
back to movies. There is one
Okay.
thing that I want that I've been trying to say.
I'm sorry. I got on my own tangent.
I want another Spawn movie while Keith
Ooh.
David is still around.
Ooh.
That would be interesting.
Okay.
That first Spawn movie was
Okay.
really fucking
Because that's
dark.
not Marvel nor DC. That's its own thing.
Spawn is Marvel.
I fuck with you on that one. I do.
Not according to this. Because I did look it up. He's neither.
How much drink do I have
He
left?
is not owned
much.
by either.
That's wild. I always knew Spawn as a Marvel character.
He belongs to Image Comics, which is owned by
Isn't-
Todd McFarlane.
Oh.
I thought. I thought. I thought Spawn was for the longest time part of DC.
Nope. He's had crossovers with both universes, though.
Yo.
Yeah,
Or is
see,
it
I
Dimension
knew that
Hopper?
he had a crossover with Batman. But I
Yeah,
also know
I
that
He also
know
had
he's
one where he
fought
had Superman's
Avengers.
powers.
Yeah,
I know he's
thought
fucked
he
with
was
Superman and
Marvel
Batman.
mainly, and then just it was the
I
Marvel
thought he
DC
was
crossovers.
DC. No, I knew
Yeah.
about him fucking around with Batman and Superman. I thought he was DC.
Huh.
Nope.
That is.
Because I
That
could have
is
sworn he
news to
fought
me.
Mephisto, which I mean I know is a demon, but that is a very Marvel heavy demon.
Yeah.
Let's see. Demon of Spawn. No, he fights
It depends what
Malbolgia.
type.
Oh.
Malbolgia. Different universe.
Oh, I still like that one guy. Give me a second. I know it's.
And I
in,
believe there is
Interesting
one
Comic
other one
Facts over
that I
here.
want. I believe he's called Darkman? Yes, Darkman. I want a modern version of Darkman.
Dark.
Also not
okay.
owned by either. And it was directed by Sam Raimi.
Huh.
Oh, Darkman actually is owned by Marvel, so it's a possibility.
Who is it? Hold on.
Unfortunately,
Yes,
I
okay.
don't think they'll go and make any of the small time Marvel characters into movies.
So
Like, for
this
instance,
is
Spider-Man was never supposed to be a full-blown Marvel character. He was supposed to be a side character,
no,
and people were
no,
fucking in love with him.
no. Stan Lee
Really?
wanted to make Spider-Man his own comic book, and his publisher said that's dog shit, no. And just to get it out of his system, he threw him in Amazing Fantasy 15 because that issue, Amazing Fantasy, was going to be canceled because it wasn't selling well. And if you're running a final edition, you don't give a fuck what's thrown in. So he threw Spider-Man into it, and it sold like fucking hot flies. And so he said, finally, I get to make him his own thing. Stan Lee always wanted him to be a mainline Marvel character. The publisher said, fuck you, it's a dog shit idea, and they were stupid and wrong.
Though I will say there is one fun fact about Spawn. The first time he hit screens was Keith David. It's been Keith David since.
That's fair. One of my favorite like lesser known characters is Excess. He's a character that his rights are shared by Marvel and DC, and his entire reason for being is to keep the Marvel and DC universes separate, because if they ever cross over, it'll turn back into the amalgam universe, which would just fuck over the multiverse. His literal sole purpose is not letting them cross paths.
Not just that, but he is also incredibly powerful in that regard.
Hmm.
To the point where if he was to get into a fight with, say, well, let's throw
The Watcher?
let's throw a Watcher in there. If a Watcher was supposedly able to fight in this instance, he would body them
Probably not.
and like expeditiously beat their ass.
The Watchers are
Sure,
fifth
they get
dimensional
some good.
imps.
Yeah, no, they'd still be able to beat him down quite a bit. He would still end up winning.
Well, they're not imps, but they are fifth dimensional beings. I wouldn't say that. I think Axis just has control over pushing them apart. I don't think he really has much else going for him. let me look.
He's been noted to be fairly powerful.
No.
I made French
no.
fries again.
No.
What?
No.
I
No,
air
no.
fried McDonald's French fries.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
They
fuck
become
is wrong
better in
with
an
you,
air
Storm?
fryer.
He has cosmic awareness, teleportation, reality manipulation, and amalgamation.
That reality manipulation right there.
But so do the Watchers.
What does amalgamation do?
Amalgamation is he can take two. Hold on, let me scroll. There it is. Access can combine two people from different universes together to share their powers. He's also able to change them back to their normal states, which there was actually a whole comic about people mixing powers and shit. It was nice.
Wasn't it like Batman and Superman mixed at one point?
I don't remember.
The two absolutely strongest beings from DC. Batman just because of his intelligence and tech alone, and then Superman because he is, well, fucking Superman.
The Watchers are cosmic beings who possess the innate ability to achieve virtually any effect desired, including augmenting personal attributes, time and space manipulation, molecular manipulation, energy projection, and a range of mental powers. The limits to their energy manipulation is unknown, but is stated to be at least on the same basic level as Odin, Zeus, and the Elon. They are considered omnipotent entities comparable to Galactus and the Celestials. No Access would not win.
Fuck me. Man. So throw him up against somebody like, say, Hulk, because he does have reality manipulation. He might be able to hold Hulk off long enough for somebody else to take over.
So I'm on the Cassandra Webb Earth 616 Madam Web history thing here. It
Of
only
course.
goes up to 1.9.
1.9?
1.9.
Huh.
I want the Earth 616.
Hey guys,
What?
I decided to just look and see if there was a new movie coming out for Spawn. 2025.
Oh?
Nice. For reference, Spider-Man goes to 1.50
For
history alone.
the fuck is that mean?
That means that, Spider-Man is one of the most explored characters, and these are just key points. For Madam Web, this is kind of weak shit. We got her early life mixing with Spider-Man, mixing with Juggernaut, the Gathering of Five, the other Spider Women, Jessica Jones, Animal Villains, The Grim Hunt, and Dead No More, which is, I'm pretty sure, she actually ends up coming back to life with new powers. It's just a show. Not fucking much is shown about Madam Web.
At all.
Oh my god, they finally got... She first appeared in The Amazing Spider-Man number 210 in August of 1980. She died in Prowler Volume 2 number 4 of January 2017, and then Julia Carpenter took over as the new Madam Web for 616. I like Cassandra better. Fuck off, Julia.
Damn.
Oh, she was
they're not
born
using
blind.
Keith David. They're having some dude named Jamie Foxx do it.
All right. Well, we are actually out of time. We have been for a while. Hold on. I want to know how much is known about
Wow.
the Julia one.
I'm not gonna lie, that kind of went by very quickly.
Dude, the new Madam Web has actually been shown in like a shitload of comics and shit. Julia Carpenter was originally a Spider-Woman. She was revealed in 1984 for Secret Wars number 6 as Spider-Woman, and then Miss Marvel Volume 2 number 6 in 2006 as a new persona, Arachne. And then Amazing Spider-Man number 637 in July of 2010 as the new Madam Web. She already has 1.12 points of interest on her wiki. Not much is known about Cassandra Webb. She was always kind of meant to just be a mystical person, and I fucking enjoy that. But yeah, no, we've gone over by like 10 minutes now, so.
I was gonna mention the fucking fact that Spider-Man, during one of his comics, that literally, in essence, embarrassed the entirety of the other Avengers just going through New York.
Yep.
They were trying to catch him, and he just like...
He's done that a lot, actually.
He was just styling on their shit. Like, come on.
He's done that for multiple things across multiple dimensions, across multiple timelines. He does it a lot.
He was apologetic to them, but he kept throwing jokes. Like, dude, you're in a very serious position right now. This is supposed to be a serious comic.
When is
Stop
Spider-Man
making
ever
jokes.
serious? Are you shitting me? He's never serious unless he's pissed.
No.
All right.
Unless he's angry.
But thank you everybody so much for listening to this episode of the Advent Podcast. If you liked it, there is a like button in the description with all of our other shit where we make similar jokes. We're not as political in our funny videos, but we can get there if we really want to make jokes about it. Check us out on Spotify, Twitter, all of our independent Twitters, and nope, we don't have those, and we don't have that, no matter what Scorp says. Check out Jack Vanderbilt the second. He should also be linked down below. If he's not, well, my bad. Just type in Jack Vanderbilt 2, and you'll find him. Thank you, Scorp and Ian, for helping host. Thank you, Ian, for being more engaging than Scorp was, and thank you for Scott
far
for
more engaging than I normally
in the background.
Yeah,
I was far more engaging this time than I've been in a minute.
And remember, everybody.
I don't know much of MCU.
No,
And I was
I'm
working
also
on my
nice
PC.
and toasty right
And
now. I'm nice
remember,
and toasty
everybody,
right now.
lesbians are just dick vegans. Bye-bye.